Why does the Mohegan Sun ownership want to get rid of the Connecticut Sun WNBA franchise? Now, they're coming back in 2026. They just sent out an email to all the season ticket holders letting them know that. They did, I don't know how you want to put this, there's a window for the WNBA, for the league, to know who their teams are going to be for the next year, and that window is closed. So none of these acquisitions, even if they get handled, are going to take effect for another year down the road. So the Sun will be in Uncasville playing at the Mohegan Sun in the 2026 season. Right?
None of those can transport over to the formerly XL's auditorium over here.
Now they can move games, like
individual games. I'm saying
they've played in the TD Garden twice now. They just played against.
Right, they'll probably do that again.
Both times been sold out, 16,000 strong, maybe 19,000. I forget how many people fit in there, but it's been to the rafters. Now, last time was it? I think she played. I think Caitlin Clark was in there. No, that's when she hurts her groin.
Yeah, right.
That's when she hurts her groin. No, but
it was play. The sales were there beforehand.
Right.
So
exactly. Now the one before, they're not playing with Caitlin Clark. This is the Sun. I forget who they played. I think it was a decent game. It may have been the Aces. It may have been the Storm. It may have been somebody.
Might have been Liberty.
May have been. I forget, but they did sell both of those games out in Boston. And when I saw that they were like floating the idea, I saw these Boston games. I saw Brad Stevens sitting courtside with Sun brass, Jen Rosati included. Mm-hmm. I thought, oh, dude, writing's on the wall. They're moving to Boston. It's going to happen.
It sounded obvious.
And then when I saw what happened in free agency this last offseason, when you've gutted the team,
everybody.
You got rid of everybody except for Marina, and Marina wanted to go, and she signed a contract, and it feels like she's stuck. And she may have been one person who was not happy to see the news yesterday or 2 days ago when they were going to stay for 2026. On the player side, on the WNBA side, like, I get it, bigger market. For the player side, you bring up a great point, Kurt, of the facility costs that some of these other franchise owners, Boston, from what I heard from Providence, they're already having practice facilities in mind as a part of the pitch.
I forgot the other part of this whole sequence, though, is when we talk about the time difference between then when they agreed to take a team and now is legalizing of gambling everywhere else. And then the whole thing of having a casino versus not having a casino, that is a lot different.
Great point. I always thought that. Like, I always thought, again, before, I don't know, 3-4 years ago and beyond when they owned the Sun, I thought, guys, it's perfect, dude. First of all, I know the fan base of UConn women's basketball, and the majority of them are older people,
right,
who have casino money to burn, who are your casino demo too. I felt like you guys shared the same customer almost. And I know it's not always that, but for the majority.
No, and you know that every other WNBA team is going to have a former Husky on there, and people are going to travel for whatever the former Husky is.
Right, and that's happened. And talking to people of just Mohegan Sun and what that crowd is actually. Like, when you say, oh, you got a sold-out crowd, they're all just going to spill out into the slot machines. In theory, yeah, but they actually have real data on this, and the real data shows that some of these concerts actually produce more table gaming and more slot machining than a Connecticut Sun game goes. And then you bring in, I'm just always thinking of, cost and effect, like how much you're spending versus how much profit you're bringing in. And when you bring up, because I forget about this, of not necessarily bringing in free agents, but eventually this new collective bargaining agreement, and God forbid there's a lockout, which might happen as well, and that will this conversation will be pointless, honestly. I think it will totally kill that league. It will
any momentum they've gained will be gone.
It will just kick it right in the butt and kick it right out of the negotiation room for a lot of these networks and advertisers. But still, like, I think the cost of the facility and whatever you want to do to make your team good, and that's the other thing, is you brought up the stories we've heard of the practice scheduled. They go out to the court, and all of a sudden there's a birthday party for some kind of executive or something going on the court when they had scheduled practice. Like that.
Or we've got Brad Paisley coming. We got to set up the
Right. And I'm sure that happens in other places too, in other venues. But, for Mohegan, they're hopping and popping with something every night, man. Every night. So I'm sure that's a thing. But my biggest thing is just on the way this is going and the way you see, like Bobby Wagner of the Washington Commanders, formerly of the Seattle Seahawks, Super Bowl MVP, right? Bobby Wagner bought into the Seattle Storm just recently. News like that just tells you that there's money, there's momentum coming that
interest.
Way more than it was 20 years ago. It is a stock that is on the rise.
Did you get anything from Connor, Game Day Connor, because he was on the mic at TD Garden?
Yeah.
Did he give you anything about the feel of that anything past what we know that night?
He is optimistic about the future on this, just because he sees nights like the TD Garden night. He's at all the Sun games. He knows the fan base is there. He has some of the same questions I do. How much money are they actually spending in the casino versus that concert goer? I don't